See, personally, like, I'm in good headspace. See, whenever I play cricket, I look to contribute from my side, like being on the field, maybe batting, fielding, keeping. I just try to contribute as much as I can from my side, and that's the kind of thought process with which I play cricket all the time. And nothing changes for me coming to England.
Rishabh, the start of a new era. Shubman Gill captain, you yourself vice captain. What kind of team environment you want to create? What kind of template you want to create, especially in longer format of the game? If you can say your thought process and the kind of conversations you have had with the leadership group and the coaching staff.
See, the idea is very simple. Obviously, it's a new start for us. It's definitely big people have left. Like, yes, there will be a gap, but at the same time, what we can do is it's an opportunity for us to build a new culture from here, or take a culture forward from there, just adding it to it. I think being in a great frame of mind, helping the new players to learn and improve themselves in overseas condition, I think that is something we look forward to. And sharing knowledge with each other, having that care and love in the dressing room for each other, and that is something we're looking forward to do.
ऋषभ, आज फील्डिंग ड्रिल्स के वक्त काफी मस्ती मजाक, काफी अच्छा माहौल भी देखने को मिला और विकेट भी काफी हरी नजर आ रही है। तो आप लोगों ने करीब से देखी, विकेट कैसी लगी? और दूसरा पार्ट ये कि लंदन में भी आप लोगों ने प्रैक्टिस किया, यहाँ पर प्रैक्टिस किया, क्या डिफरेंस कंडीशंस में आप लोगों के हिसाब से?
See, firstly, fielding part, I think that is something we don't want to lose as a cricketers. Playing at the top level, we stop enjoying the game, and that is something which is very special to us, for all of us, to create that environment where you can still playing the cricket at the best and still enjoying the game. And second, the wicket is looking pretty green, but at the same time, coming to England, thinking about green wicket is nothing different for us. Like, yes, we have already prepared for that. At the same time, both teams have to play on the same wicket. So whosoever is going to play better cricket is going to win eventually. I think we had more time there in the practices. Obviously, it's closer to match. You just want to do your basic closer to match. But we had our volume done in London, and that was really important for us coming to the England side. And we did our part from London and coming back to the Headingley. Now we're going to focus on how we're going to take the game off.
Rishabh, how does it feel being looked at as a senior batter?
It feels good, boss. Finally. It feels good, but at the same time, it's a responsibility also to share your knowledge, your experience with our new players, new youngsters coming to the team. But at the same time, not focusing on that senior part too much. You still have to play the game. You still have to learn the game as an individual and keep helping people around you. That's how I look at it.
When you're batting in the middle, does that change your instinct? The instinctive batting that we know from different teams?
See, it's an extra added responsibility, but at the same time, when you are in the middle of the ground, you're not thinking, oh, I'm the vice captain, I'm the senior player. You're just a batsman in between. You're going to do the best, whatever you can from your side, and eventually the game will take care of itself.
Rishabh, obviously the fact that India have not won a series in England since 2007. So will it be a bigger challenge for you, for this young group?
As a team, I think we are looking at it as an opportunity to express our talent. I think that's how we look at it as a team, not focusing what happened in the past, what is going to happen in future, just really being in present. The things we can do is practice well, focus on the game, and just take one game at a time.
Rishabh, a different kind of question, if I may. You're talking about your responsibility, and I know it's always a responsibility for the Indian cricket team to make India happy. It's a big responsibility and opportunity. I know in India right now, and also in the UK, there was great shock and sadness after what happened with the air accident. I wonder if that almost makes it even more important for you to have the opportunity to lift people's spirits, perhaps. I wonder if that's in your mind here this week.
See, definitely that is one part which actually changed my thought process a lot. Coming forward, last 2 years has been tough coming back from accident, but at the same time, I want to be an individual who is learning each and every day. Obviously, it puts us in a pressure situation because, we want to make India happy all the time. But as a cricketer, it's not possible all the time. But what I can promise from our side is we're going to put our best foot forward and going to give our 200%. And in that process, we're going to make India a lot happy place.
Do you think it has special significance because of the accident and the mood in the country at the moment?
See, for me, after my accident, just being on the ground and making people believe that I can come back and the kind of love they've shown me, it's always going to be special for me.
Yes, I'm not. Oh yes, I know. Because, absolutely, sir. Because of your accident, that's very, very important. But for the country as a whole, because of the air crash, there is a mood of sadness. I think that will be reflected in the game here, and perhaps that gives you perhaps a sense of wanting to make people happy because of the air crash.
See, what happened in the aircraft, I think the whole India was like disheartened, but at the same time, the only thing from our side, we're going to be sticking to them, how we can make India happy again, not feeling, obviously the emotion is going to be high always, because what happened in the crash, but at the same time, we're going to put our best foot forward for the country, how we can make them happy, and that's added responsibility always.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Rishabh, it's been 5.5 months since India played a test match, a lot of white ball cricket. How much of the adjustment that you have to make coming back to red ball is it mental and how much is technical?
I think mostly it's mentally. A little bit of technical is like in one days in T20, you got to open up your stance a little bit because the kind of shot you want to play. But at the same time, coming to England, you got to play a little side on, and that really helps. And that's a basic technical thing which I've shifted. Other than that, it's just the mindset thing.
I think just wanted to know that in England obviously they play with the youth ball and some of the young players over here who haven't played Test cricket. How do you see this adjusting with this new youth ball? I mean, you know the youth ball from technical point of view, there are ballers get a lot more help. If you can just share because you have played some cricket over here.
See, one thing which really helped me coming to England was like playing close to the body because we know that Duke's ball move a lot around, especially depending on the weather. With sunny, it's going to get better, and if it's overcast, it's going to move around a lot, even if the wicket is better. And that is something very basic. I think as a cricketers, we always try to do that, playing red ball cricket, playing ball close to the body and late as possible.
Rishabh, we have the identity of pool play 3-4-5. For example, when you stay at 5 and then Shubman drop to 4. And how does that change in terms of the roles and responsibilities of pool play at 3-4?
I think there is still discussion going on who's going to play 3, but definitely 4 and 5 are fixed. I think Shubman is going to bat at number 4, and I'm going to stick to number 5 as of now. And rest, we're going to keep on discussing about that.
Rishabh, how important is it to put pressure on the opposition spinner, and you know whether that's you personally going after the spinner? Will you look to target Shoaib Bashir?
Depending on the match situation, obviously, it's always good to put pressure on not just the spinner. I think even the fast bowler, you got to put them under pressure depending when you want to do that. But at the same time, as a cricketer, I'm not thinking about that all the time. It just happens depending on the game situation, how the game is unfolding, and just play the game in that direction.
Rishabh, it's a young team that we all know. Young captain, young vice captain. But you guys have played for a long time together. So just talk us about the conversations that you have had with Shubman as a captain and a vice captain. Once you got to know about it. And secondly, how are you looking at the entire series in terms of what kind of, I won't say like a brand of cricket, but what kind of cricket you want to play? And how is it that the two of you are going to take the Indian cricket team philosophy ahead?
I think the idea is very simple. Look to play positive, brave cricket. But at the same time, you got to respect the condition. Depending, if there is a ball to hit, you got to hit it. And if the condition requires you to leave the ball, struggle in, get yourself in, why not do it? Just finding ways, I think that is one of the key factors for us. Like every game, every ball is a different ball altogether. You got to keep finding ways during the match, even though there might be times when you're struggling, but you must still believe in that you're going to find ways and make your team win from there.
And the fact about the camaraderie between you and Shubman and the conversation.
I think me and Shubman has a really good camaraderie off the field, especially off the field. Like, you know, if you are good friends off the field, it eventually comes on the field. It's much more better for cricket always. And that is something I've always believed. And me and him, we gel really well together. We keep on having conversation, and the kind of comfort zone we have with each other, I think that is really going to be special for us.
इसी सवाल का एक एक्सटेंशन है कि आप बॉलर्स के साथ सम हाइट ऊपर कर देते हैं, जैसे आप विकेट के पीछे आते हैं और आप काफ़ी बोलते रहते हैं, मोटिवेट करते हैं, बॉलर्स भी कहते हैं कि आप प्रेशर नहीं आने देते हैं। तो आप एज अ लीडरशिप रोल में थोड़ा सा मतलब इनलाइटन कर सकेंगे क्या आपके रोल्स होने वाले हैं, क्या हम उसी तरीके से ऋषभ पंत को देखेंगे जो बॉलर्स को लगातार बात करते रहते हैं, उसमें थोड़ा सा और एक्सटेंशन देखने को मिलेगा बिकॉज नाउ वी आर डेजिग्नेटेड वाइस कैप्टन, बट जो हमने अदर फॉर्मेट्स में भी देखा है, IPL में देखा है, क्या और अगर आप हिंदी में जवाब देते हैं।
सी बहुत बार यही होता है कि वाइस कैप्टन आप हो या नहीं हो, बट आपको कंट्रीब्यूट करना है गेम में. एंड मैंने हमेशा यही करा है एज ए इंडिविजुअल कि अपनी तरफ से जो बेस्ट हो सकता है, बॉलर्स को जहाँ हेल्प हो सकती है, फील्डिंग एंगल्स में जहाँ हेल्प हो सकती है. जब मैं वाइस कैप्टन नहीं भी था तब भी मैं वो पार्ट करता था. तो मेरे लिए माइंडसेट कुछ चेंज नहीं हुआ. अब अथॉरिटी और मिल गई है, बट एट द सेम टाइम मैं उसके बारे में ज़्यादा सोच रहा नहीं हूँ. अपनी तरफ से जहाँ पे बॉलर्स को कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकता हूँ, शुभी को कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकता हूँ, अपनी तरफ से मैं बेस्ट फुट फॉरवर्ड करूँ. एंड इवेंचुअली जो होगा वो देखा जाएगा भैया.
Rishabh, you mentioned batting in English conditions. Is it nice not to be having to face James Anderson and Stuart Broad with that Duke's ball? And is there maybe a bit of an opportunity with England's inexperienced attack?
See, definitely it feels so good when both of them are not there. Because like coming from last 2 tours, they have been like there for England for so many years, and I've only came for 2 tours. But at the same time, they have enough ammunition as England bowling lineup. We don't want to take anyone lightly because our team also is young. They are still looking to develop themselves. But at the same time, we're going to play our cricket and respect the bowlers and opposition where it needed.
ऋषभ, इंडिया में जब खेलते हैं बैट्समैन तो बॉल की तरफ जाना होता है, जैसे हम खेलने वाले होते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ रुक के खेलना पड़ता है, बॉल की थोड़ी सी राह देखनी पड़ती है. ये आदत हटाना प्रैक्टिस के बाद कितना मुश्किल होता है, कितना डिफिकल्ट, क्योंकि यही हटाने से जैसे आप बोल रहे थे कि बॉल के लिए वेट करना, सर्विस करना, तो ये नए बल्लेबाजों के लिए कितना है?
आई थिंक इंग्लैंड आके बेसिक जो होता है ना क्रिकेट का, वो थोड़ा एक ऊपर आता है. आप स्केल करना पड़ता है उसको, बिकॉज ऑल ऑफ द प्लेसेस T20 क्रिकेट खेलते हो, आप वनडे खेलते हो, तो वहाँ पे थोड़ा स्किल, टेक्निकल थोड़ा पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू नीचे चला जाता है. बट कमिंग टू इंग्लैंड, उसको माइंड में रखना पड़ता है कि नहीं, यू गॉट टू रिस्पेक्ट द कंडीशन और क्रिकेट खेलते जाओ. ज़्यादा एग्रेसिव होने की भी ज़रूरत नहीं है.
India normally are a powerful, successful team expected to win most games. You come here with a young team, rebuilding against a more established team. You're away from home. England are ranked above you at the moment. Would you say that India are underdogs for those reasons?
See, as a team, we don't think in that way. Like, we want to come to England, play our best foot forward. We want to win this series, and that's the kind of mindset we come with, always. Because we are not thinking we are a young team. And the kind of conversation we have in the group is how we can win this match, win this series, how everyone can contribute. For us, it's not about getting glory with individual players. It's eventually, because if the team wins, everyone wins. And that's the kind of thought process and that kind of mentality we want to take in future. And the communication we had with players is let's focus on the team goal rather than focusing on the individual stuff.
And what are you expecting from India? It's an Indian side that's lost some legends, if you like, and there's a few fresh faces, some inexperience at the top of the order. What do you think they'll bring?
Yeah, look, obviously, Virat and Sharma are massive losses for their batting lineup. They've been experienced players over a number of years and, world-class batters. But, the depth that Indian cricket have and the quality and players coming through, they will without a doubt put up a very strong 11 and we're ready for whatever challenge that brings.
Some of the top order batsmen that don't have a huge amount of experience in England in English conditions. Could you use that in your favour? Could that be a weakness?
Yeah, look, they're quality players. Again, depending on what the surface plays like, I think any batter that you're bowling at, with a new ball or their first 20 balls is susceptible to getting out. So, whenever we have an opportunity at any of their top order batters, we'll have plans and processes in place, to obviously knock them over as quick as we can.
Brydon, I hope your toe's okay. Get a toe update from you perhaps. But in terms of those 10 Test matches you were talking about, it's only 5 over the summer. Is it feasible for you or any fast bowler to play in all of them? Or are you thinking even now, look, maybe I have to manage my workload over the summer and maybe the winter ahead?
I think that's probably something that, we will continue to assess, after each game. Like I said, there's a group of fast bowlers, but, from everyone's point of view and from my own personal point of view, whether you play 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests in a row, however it may be, or 5, you're making sure that your body's 100% going into each game and just taking it each game as it comes. But I'm ready to play now, and we'll address those certain things in the time to come.
Sure. I mean, this is a series where the eyes of the world will be on you guys, and just the fact that India are here ensures that. Where you are now in your life, Brydon, where this opportunity is, do you think you're in the best place to take advantage of the opportunity that you now have in the testing?
Yeah, I think so. Over the winter, I was dealt with different challenges in different countries and different conditions. So to be at home and to be in familiar surroundings gives me a lot of confidence. And again, I think it's a good chance to where our side is at the moment. A couple of younger players and slightly less experience. It's a great opportunity, to stamp down an authority throughout the series. Yeah.
And just finally for me, does every player almost instinctively just raise your game a bit because it's India and because of the attention that comes with that?
Again, like I said, they are one of the best teams in the world. So to have that opportunity to play against the quality of players that we're going to play against, I think naturally as a sportsman, you raise your level and you want to be as competitive as ever.
We'll go to Rohit, please. Just pass the mic.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Good work. Good work.
Right, you said about then sort of showing the different skills you can bring. Can you sort of put a pinpoint what you see your role as in this bowling attack, whether it be new ball, first change, enforcing, bouncing? How do you think your main role is going to be this week?
Yeah, I'd like to think I can be quite adaptable. Hopefully. Again, over the winter we saw slightly different conditions and different roles used. There has been a little bit of conversation around the new ball. But I'm sure over the next 24 hours I'll have more clarity over that, and it's an opportunity that I'm relishing the opportunity.
Are you a bowler who puts the hand up and says to the captain, "Give me that new ball," or do you wait to be told?
I mean, if that's the discussion around this first game, I mean, yeah, of course I'll relish to put my hand up and take that chance.
And just obviously we're on a new cycle now after that World Test Championship final. I don't know if you were watching, but is it watching the scenes as South Africa won the Mace and got over the line? Is that something this group is excited about, and is it feasible given all the difficult fixture stuff that we know about for England to be there in 2 years and do that?
Again, I think that's another long process. It's probably another 2.5 years until that all gets decided. But yeah, again, I think as a group, I think probably not looking that far ahead. Looking at what's going to take place this week at Headingley.
Any more questions? Yes, Simon, go ahead.
You said before the Zimbabwe Test, you met as a team, sketched out your hopes and aspirations for the rest of the summer. Can you just talk through what they are, like beyond win every game? What as a group you know to achieve?
I think when Stokes and Baz took over the Test side, a couple of years ago, they obviously had a certain style of cricket that they wanted to play, and I think looking back over the last 2 years, what the Test side has done, you can never take away that they've played some entertaining cricket and they've won a lot of good games. So maybe just trying to become, taking a good team into becoming a dominant team, and what a better opportunity to do that starting against India.
Yeah, John behind, and then we'll go to the front here.
Brydon, you mentioned the need to be adaptable in the roles that you play. Did you see it as part of your job almost to potentially change roles almost game by game, depending on what other bowlers you've got around you?
Again, yeah, I think so. I think when you look at the group of bowlers, there'll be guys to come in, throughout the series. So yeah, being adaptable and being flexible, around my certain role in the team is something that I know is probably going to happen, and I'm, pretty acceptable of that.
Hi, Graham.
Oh, this gentleman here first, and then you. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. We've got my Rohit.
Hi, Graham. Given the onset of fast ball as well as the changing character of the English pitches, is it a lot more challenging for fast bowlers now as compared to say prior to fast ball?
In terms of the wickets?
Wickets as well as a challenge for the fast bowlers because of fast ball, the pitches in England also have changed a bit. It isn't swinging and seaming as it used to be about say 5 years ago.
Yeah. I think. Look, I think the wickets in England have, over the last couple of years have been good Test wickets. There's been, I feel like in England, if a batter gets in, he'll be able to score runs freely. But at the same time, you feel like you're always in the game as a bowler if you have good rhythm and you're bowling well as a unit. So I think the contest between bat and ball is pretty even at times. If that answers your question, I think.
Last one here.
Hi, Brydon. Brydon, many former cricketers, experts have labelled this English pace attack as vulnerable, inexperienced after so many injuries and retirements in the last 2 years. Do you agree with that assessment that that inexperience and vulnerability can play a major part in the series?
I think there's no hiding away from the fact that over a number of years England have had Broad and Anderson as the main two bowlers. So it is slightly more inexperienced, but a lot of the guys that have come in and played Test cricket over the last couple of years have started off well, and that will give them a level of confidence. But again, having the likes of someone like a Chris Wokes, who has played a lot of Test cricket in different conditions against different teams. He's someone that brings a level of confidence and calmness to a group of bowling.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Brydon.